After to 2.5 hours. But that's why the
Yep.
tickets sell out. I mean, way to bury the lead. We do have this is a great book. I've read it. It's Discover Narcissistic Abuse, a therapist's guide to identifying, escaping, and healing from toxic and manipulative people. It's by Vanessa Reiser. She will be there. She is Louie Realis's ex,
Okay.
as it's well known on New Jersey. So I know Vanessa is. We'll talk about her book more. It's really a great book. The thing is, like, but people that are coming. I mean, she doesn't know I'm saying this, but everybody gets a question. Now, I can't promise Vanessa will answer anything. Sarah and David can't plead the fifth, but you can use your question for Vanessa. I told her as a sponsor,
Yes.
anytime she wants to hang up, she's not obligated to stay, but I mean, look, I don't know how much she's going to answer about. It's up to her. We can't force our wonderful sponsor to answer questions about Louis, but she was engaged to Louis Realias, which is a great reason to buy the book. Narcissistic abuse, a therapist's guide to identifying, escaping, and healing from toxic, manipulative people. That's a really good reason to read the book alone. I mean, I'd like to use one of my questions on Vanessa. I want to talk
I
about
know.
I want to talk about Aaron Vipers and just what I witnessed, and he is just
Oh, does she?
calm and cool, and that's who I'd like to know. Not about Jax and all this other these old narcissists that we've analyzed. I want to talk about Aaron. That's just me. But you could talk about Louis and why you think this might be a perfect question. This is his ex fiance. I think you and her are going to get into it during the live show. I'm going to
I
tell
got a
him.
million questions. Yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna tell you that. Don't you piss off our sponsor. But it really is a great book. Like, listen, I could talk about narcissism 24/7. It's a topic I love to talk about, really.
Oh, all right. Well,
But I'm gonna tell
I
her.
just read Kate Bed's memoir. It was pretty good. So I'm ready for a new read. So okay.
Nancy Grace, very upset with K-Fed. Very
He
upset.
is? Why?
Oh, she's like, sir, you got $500,000 a month. Or yeah, or a
I don't think
year,
he did that. No.
maybe a
Yeah,
year, 500.
40K a month.
Okay, well, what's 40 times
It's
12?
490.
408, right. You got $500,000 a year from Britney. And the minute the NDA
480.
or right, the minute the 480 was over, I guess because the kids are old enough now, the minute it's over, you write this book. Oh, Nancy Grace was like, kind sir. Now Perez Hilton was like, I respectfully disagree. Britney wrote a book. Why can't
I'm
he
with
write a book?
Perez, 100%. And by the way, Brittany married him, so he's not allowed to tell his story. She's the one that said, I do. And I think they were in love for a while. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't get to say anything. He hasn't said anything in a decade. He's raised those boys. They're in their, late teens, early 20s.
Okay.
She did a whole thing about how, I mean, Justin Timberlake's a married man. She did a whole thing about how he had a black scent and, he
Oh,
was the
Nancy
love of her
Grace.
life. No,
Oh, Brittany,
Britney
got it.
Spears. She wrote her
Oh,
whole book was about Justin Timberlake and his black scent and his, you know, how madly in love she was with him and how he cheated or she cheated. And
I
so,
find
what?
Justin's
That was fine?
music. I'm like a huge JT fan. I love Justin. I've seen him in concert. I love the music. I love all the albums.
Well, hats off to
Um,
him and Jessica Biel because they didn't even respond to the book when her memoir came out a year ago. They didn't even go there. She talked about K-Fed. She talked about, I don't know who the agent was. Remember the Hollywood agent she dated for a long time? Not Larry
Jessica
Rudolph,
Biel.
but no,
Oh,
Britney
Brittany.
Spears.
Yes,
Her
I know
book.
exactly who you're
Oh, give me a
talking about.
break. His book was very kind to her, by the way. It was very
Oh,
kind. It was very concerned. And he basically just says, Free Britney, while it may have started with good intentions and she needed a conservator shift, it has now just like he's like, she's an addict and she's mentally ill beyond repair. Like what do you guys think is going to happen to her? He's like, he and his
mm-hmm.
boys are preparing for the worst. And he said the hardest part is his boys are the only two that she has left that are going to try to take care of her because the rest of the family is like, because of Free Britney, they're not, you think that Lynn, they're not going to touch it with a 5 foot pole. They're like, whatever.
It's
No judge.
very hard to turn your back on a family member who is an addict, but I fully understand it. You get to the point where you just have to. You just have to.
She's an incredible, incredible talent. And I get why people are so drawn to her. There's an innocence. There's a, you know, she if you grew up with her, I mean, she just was like the music, the
Should I
thing.
post my pictures with Britney? I did the meet and greet
Yes.
several times.
I mean, she's unbelievable, but like this weird public obsession of like that people think she can function on her own is just
She can't.
so bizarre. It's like, guys, she's not well. She's now deleted her Instagram because, and like you see these hanger-oners that she's out with here in
Oh,
the hills. I mean, these losers are draining her bank account. You guys don't think you think she's better off now?
and not even, yeah, most of them want the money, but even the ones that don't want the money, they just want to be, you get to into chateau, the chateau or wherever you want. You know what I mean? With Britney, it's like, but Nancy says, she had that driving incident recently. Nancy blames K-Fed for the incident that she's
Oh, give me
re-triggered.
a break. These people are in their 40s. Take control of your. How is Nancy Grace? I can't even believe Nancy Grace is saying that when she's come for Todd Chrisley. Oh, give me a break, Nancy. Come on.
Former podcast guest of Behind the Velvet Rope, Miss Grace. She was not happy with me on the show. I asked her, I said, like, I'm from New York, so I understand where my attitude comes from. Like, I basically said, like, where does all this come from? And she's like, if I didn't know better, I think you're like saying because like I'm a Southern woman, I shouldn't be outspoken. She's like, that's very, and I said, you know what? Again, I'm not Bethany Frankel. I make mistakes. I said, thank you, Miss Grace, for pointing out my microaggression. I kind of am saying that, and shame on me for feeding into that stereotype, Miss Grace. I apologize.
Has she apologized on her show for all the stuff she's done?
No, she's not going to
Oh,
apologize.
okay.
She's Miss Grace. You're not a fan of Miss Grace, are
I
you?
am a fan of Miss Grace, but I hate when people talk out two sides of their mouth. Like the whole K-Fed thing, it's just like, so he can't tell his story. Britney agreed to marry him when you guys all thought Britney was at the height of her fame and like the best that she ever was. She and had two children with him. He doesn't get to say something.
Well, I think you need to read the Guide to Narcissistic
I
Abuse by
will. I'm
Vanessa,
so excited. I worked for a
which is
narcissist.
not the actual title, but
Yeah, I'm ready.
I
I know
think
exactly. Yeah.
it's very interesting, right? And look, I've learned a lot from Vanessa's book. I've learned about gaslighting, and I don't know. Erin is the one that I want to ask her about. It's the one that's like it's called Narcissistic Abuse: A Therapist's Guide to Identifying, Escaping, and Healing from Toxic Manipulating People. Erin scares me. He scares me. Smiling. He still says, "Oh, like I'm set up," and this. I don't know. Aaron he doesn't scare you. This guy.
No. I mean, I'm not like an Aaron fan, but no. Mm-mm.
Really? Okay. You're not, you want to dive more into some of the other narcissists of Bravo. Craig Conover.
There's one, yeah, and his little
Yeah.
tiny hands bother me.
You don't
Um,
like his tight hands.
they-
He wanted the little lady to sit at home, that little lady, and she said, "I'm a career woman in New York, bitch. Bye."
oh
Now
God, I
she
feel.
quit the show. Unlike Sheena Shea, she actually quit Summer House and is working on Daphne. I still don't buy this Sheena. It was, you listen to that interview with Alex Baskin, they never really, it's more like the offer. I don't think it's an overstatement to say that Alex confirmed that they made her a signed, sealed, formal, on paper offer with the lawyers, and she said no. It's a little vague if you actually listen to the interview.
Okay. All right, honey, I gotta love you and leave you. We will see you very soon.
Very soon. It's exciting and can't wait.
Bye, hon. Bye.
Bye.